Yummy. A little bit of ASMR for you. Today I'm going to be giving my hair a wee bit of a trim. It's getting a little long and split endy. So this is my hair. It's been growing for a while, and like, as you can see, it needs a trim. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna pull all of my hair to the front just so you can see how little hair I actually have. My hair is actually quite thin. This is all the hair on my entire head. That's it. So that's what I'll be trimming today. It won't be that spectacular. But I just want to clean up the ends a little bit, make it a little bit shorter. When my hair gets to like chest length, I like to cut it off a little bit because I want to maintain length. Like, I want to keep the length of my hair, but it does tend to thin. It gets really thin, like it's thicker up here. I don't know if my hair just grows to a certain length and then just decides to stop growing longer for whatever reason, or if it's due to breakage. I'm not exactly sure. I do use peroxide on my hair every now and then. Obviously, my roots are darker than the ends of my hair, so I might just have weak hair that's prone to breakage. I have no idea. I just know that my hair's thicker up here, gets thinner down here. I got split ends. It's getting long, I gotta trim it. So that's what we're doing today. So I figured, why not take you along for the ride. I haven't washed my hair in a couple days. It is a little flatter than it usually is. My hair does have, you can see a little bit of it. It's got a little bit of a like a wave or a curl to it. So I'm just gonna wet my hair down with some water. This is actually salt water. It's what I use to give my hair texture. I mostly just want to get it wet so that I can get it as straight as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Probably gonna make a huge mess. So normally I would be doing this in my bathroom, and I would just like dunk my head in the shower to get my hair wet, but I don't feel like going in there just to wet my hair. So this'll do. That ought to do it. So now I'm just going to basically pick a spot to part my hair in the center-ish. Right there. Sure. Beautiful. I've trimmed my hair at home so many times, and every single time it stresses me out so much. Every single time. I don't know why, because like I'm literally just trimming. Like, there are so many people who do way more drastic things to their hair than just like chopping an inch off the bottom. But for some reason it just, ugh. Like, I've had bad haircuts before, so I just like, whenever anything different happens to my hair, whether it's me doing it or somebody else, it just stresses me out so much. Right about there. So what I'm going to do now that I've got my hair parted, I'm going to brush my hair down straight like this and get it as straight as I can, because that'll just make it easier to keep everything even. My hair gets wavy when it dries anyway, so if it's like the tiniest bit uneven, doesn't really matter. You won't be able to tell, but I'd prefer it be even, personally. Oh, there's two little birds. Two cute little robins. Now there's 3. Love triangle. Ah. There we go. So I've kind of got my hair straight-ish. So I'm literally just going to trim to manage split ends. I'm not going to do anything drastic, like maybe that much, because when the hair is wet, it kind of, or at least someone with wavy or curly hair, your hair's longer when it's wet. So that's something that I didn't take into account for the longest time, and it made for some really questionable haircutting jobs. But I'm smarter now, and I've learned that when my hair dries, it shrinks slightly, like it dries up because of that wave and curl I have in my hair. So I usually end up cutting off a little less than I intend to compensate for that shrinkage when my hair dries. And I've got some of these little hair ties. So I'm gonna put a hair tie around the bottom here and here. Kind of like right there. Usually, like I said, I would be doing this in my bathroom with like a mirror. Right now, I just got my teeny tiny screen here, so. Oh, that one got all screwed up. Dang it. Now that I've got these in place, usually what I would do is just like eyeball it in the mirror. I'm gonna test this out today. I'm gonna see if this actually works. So I'm going to measure out exactly 1 inch. See, there's the one. That's 1 inch. So I'm going to get these to match this, or try to. And now I'm trying to keep my back as straight as possible and my head facing forward so that I don't get weird, like the length doesn't go weird. Maybe I should just do 1.5 inches. I've changed it to 1.5 inches because 1 inch doesn't seem like quite enough. So I'm going to be chopping that much off, which is pretty much that. Great. So that's, that looks so lame. That's how much I'll be chopping off. Just right there, because I'll be cutting right underneath here, below the elastic. Now I have to get this one to the proper length. Okay, there. Do they look even? Give me a sec. I've got a mirror that's a little bigger over there, so I'll just go assess. Okay, they're close-ish. Let me just double check here. It really doesn't need to be this scientific. Good. So, that is how much I'll be cutting off right there. That's what I'm stressing out about. Without further ado, I got me some scissors. And I'm just gonna give her. Da, da, da. There's one. There's 2. Whew. Okay. So I'm just gonna bloop, take those out, because we're done with those. This method, by the way, probably wouldn't work super well if you had thick hair, like just doing the 2, just because you would have too much hair that you're over directing over your shoulders. For me, it's not so much of a big deal because my hair is so thin and because I'm not cutting that much off. But if you were cutting your hair even shorter, like if you were cutting more off, or if you have super thick hair, do several ponytails, not just two. You'll have a bad time if you just do two. That's the only way in which I'm lucky to have thinner hair. I can get away with just doing two because this is all the hair that came off. That's it. Which is kind of sad. I told you it wouldn't be spectacular. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to dry. And then I'm going to show you guys how I potentially fix the back, because when you do this, you are over directing the hair forward. So sometimes you can get a little bit of a V in the back. It'll kind of look like I'll just show you how I take that V and kind of turn it into more of a curve. I don't know if you can see it now, probably not. I'll try and show you though. I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll show you guys how I fix that. I'll see you when my head's dry. So my hair is like 90% dry now. It's been about, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour. It's curled up a lot, as you can see. That using the salt water really helped with that. Kind of define the wave and the curl here. Look at that, it's crazy. So yeah, it's still a little damp, like under here, but it's mostly dry. So now I'm going to show you how I sort of correct any V shape that may be like back here. Bread Mondo would know how to explain it a lot better than I can. I'm not very good at explaining things. So I've kind of sort of figured out a way to sort of correct that. Maybe. There's probably easier ways to do it, but this is how I've been doing it. So basically what I have to do is make sure all of my hair is flat down my back, turn around, I take a video clip of the back of my head for about 10-15 seconds. Then I stop the video, I watch the video, and I try and pick the little chunks of hair that I need to point cut. I need to trim the ends of them to soften that V into more of a U shape. So I'm going to go like this. Like that. So now I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to watch that portion of the video and try and pinpoint the chunks of hair that I need to separate and trim down a little bit. So I'll be right back. I'm back. As you can see, there were two little strands of hair right down at the back that I'm going to try and isolate now. Kind of right here. So I'm going to grab those like that. Grab hold of them real tight. Bring that little bit of my hair over. And I'm just going to point cut a little bit. Try and get it over the garbage. There. The tiniest little bit. I don't want to cut off too much at once because I don't want to overcompensate and have my hair end up doing this. That would not be good. So I'm just going to keep doing this until I'm happy with the shape of my hair in the back. I think that's all I'm gonna trim off for now. As you can see, the that V shape in the back is less pronounced now. There is still a little bit of a swoop. I think that's partly because the chunk of hair at the very bottom, like that's the chunk of hair that I've been pulling straight to trim it. So it's lost some of its curl because I just keep pulling it straight. So I'm not gonna mess with it anymore for now. I might wait a couple days, you know, after I've taken a shower and let my hair dry naturally. I'll take another look at it and see if any other little bits here and there need to be trimmed a little more. But that's basically it. I didn't trim off quite as much as I was kind of wanting, but got rid of some split ends, so that's good enough for me for now. So I'm just gonna end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider giving this video a big ol' thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Today I'm gonna be focus on me. I don't feel like messing with it anymore, because when I do, bad things happen.